Hey, good morning, Annie. Well, things this morning are looking very calm. There's actually not a whole lot going on at all. Very different to what we've seen in past mornings here in Black Lives Matter Plaza. But I want to point out to you, right behind me, you have the police that have lined up along here protecting St. John's Episcopal Church, where you might remember protesters attempted to make an occupation area, an autonomous zone, if you will, several days ago. But last night, let's get into what happened. Not a whole lot. There was some tension between police and protesters. Pockets of mischief, that's what I've been calling it, in terms of fireworks going off from place to place. Tense moments between police and protesters, but nothing like what we've seen over the last week or so here at Black Lives Matter Plaza. Now, I point out that since the protesters attempted to make an occupation zone right here behind me in front of St. John's Episcopal Church, there's been a barricade brought in. There's round-the-clock police patrols that are just kind of sitting here, standing guard over the area to prevent an autonomous zone from being created here, which really begs the question, what is an autonomous zone and are they legal? It started with this neighborhood in Seattle called Capitol Hill. No, not ours, but the same name. Protesters forced police to abandon the precinct in the area. Protesters blocked off 6 blocks from the city, and then demonstrators refused to let police or officials inside. Reports show protesters peacefully protesting and living within what they call the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. In D.C., that's what protesters outside Lafayette Square attempted to do in Black Lives Matter Plaza. They created barricades and set up an encampment, but is any of this legal? Well, according to University of Maryland law professor Michael Greenberger, no.
It may be something for strategic purposes that police departments will tolerate on a temporary basis, but it's always outside the bounds of strict law.
In D.C., police quickly removed any attempts at a permanent occupation of Black Lives Matter Plaza. And President Trump on Twitter even threatened to dismantle any autonomous zones with force. Despite getting support from the city at first, after lawlessness broke out in Seattle's autonomous zone, it's now being wound down.
There may have been more than one murder within the zone. And as we speak, Seattle and state of Washington authorities are intending to take back the area that has been cordoned off.
So that's what you have here, right? There was an autonomous zone that protesters attempted to create. D.C. police wouldn't let them, neither would city officials, and the president, as you saw, said he would never let an autonomous zone exist in the United States. So how are they dealing with that? Well, this morning, police, like I said, have created a barricade area around St. John's Episcopal Church, and throughout the morning, we've seen different shifts of bike police officers coming through and taking over as they continue almost a 24-hour watch around this area in Black Lives Matter Plaza. But for now, in Northwest outside the White House, I'm Matt Gregory. Back to you.